So basically, this section has to do with setting up our programming environment so that we can get up and start running and start developing applications and programs. Now for that, we'll be needing two development tools installed inside of our computer. That should be the Java JDK version 21, which is the latest version, as well as the IntelliJ IDE that will make our development process easier and faster. So an IDE is known as an integrated development environment. It's a developer environment that will make coding much more easier and the learning process easier as well. So for that, as you can see, I have the Java JDK 21 installation page right here, download page. Yes, all we have to do is, if you are making use of the Mac of the Linux or Mac OS, you can switch to the different tabs. But for this tutorial, I'll be installing that of the Windows OS. So I'll click on this tab which has Windows on it. Then I'm downloading the 21, sorry, the compressed archive 64-bit. Now I have to point something out. If you are making use of a laptop that has 32-bit installed for your Windows OS or even Mac OS or Linux, I don't, I doubt it. Okay, yes, if you are making use of 32 bits, you can't install Java inside of it. The reason is because for subsequent versions now, some version, Java Oracle stopped producing for 32-bit computers. So you have to have an architecture of x64 before you'll be able to install the latest version of this Java JDK. So we'll be downloading the compressed archive. All you have to do is click on this download link. I'll also be providing you with the direct download link in the video description, so you can as well as click on it and really download it. I've already downloaded this in my laptop, so you can go ahead and download it. Now we have to look at IntelliJ too. So the IntelliJ has two different versions, which is the IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate version, and this is a paid IDE, is a paid for IDE. You can see we have free 30 days trial. But if you have a student, um, if you are a student and you have what you can use to verify that you are a student, like a student ID, you can go ahead and download this ultimate version of the IntelliJ IDE. But for this tutorial, I'm keeping things simple. I'll use the community edition, which is free. As you can see, the IDE for pure Java and Kotlin development. So you can go as well, go ahead and download the exe file. I'll also be providing you with the link to this download in the description of this video below. So if you are done downloading, you can continue with the rest of the video.
So now we are done with the downloading of IntelliJ and the JDK. I have it already, like I stated earlier, but now we have to install it, and I want you to look closely and follow through with the step I'm going to be showing you guys. So for that, I'm going to click on the application. I'm going to install IntelliJ at first. And as IntelliJ is installing, I will be setting up the Java JDK in our system. Okay, setup is loading and verifying installer. And before it's going to pop up, I'm going to extract this zip file. Okay, guess it's here now. I'm going to extract the zip file. I'll extract here or extract this folder. So I'm extracting. I think IntelliJ, by the way, said I'll start installing. So for that, I'll click next. Just follow through. Choose install location, and I think this should be a perfect location for it. Next, and for the configuration, you have to, if you feel like, you have to add the bin folder to the path. So Wherever you have an IntelliJ project, you can automatically start IntelliJ IDE project folder directory. So I think I'll add to paths. Then we are going to create a desktop shortcut. You also can click on create associations for these types of files, .java, and I also have .pom. Then next, install. So it's installing. And now the next thing is to open our extracted folder that contains the Java JDK 21. And I want to right click on this and I'll do a copy of it and just move over to the local disk, open the program files, and you want to create a folder that you call Java. Click on new folder at the top and continue. So I'll call the folder Java. The reason for this is in future you might decide to install another version of Java JDK depending on the release, and it's a good practice that you include all of those JDK inside a single folder. So I'm done creating a Java folder or directory. I'm going to paste the copy JDK folder into this new folder by using Control V on Windows or Command V on Mac. Click on continue to give it administrative privilege. And then next, let's check IntelliJ, still installing. It's going to take a while. So right now, I'm going to pause the video till the installation is complete. Then we can continue from there. And so I've successfully installed IntelliJ and I've also reboot my laptop. Now the next step is to check and see if we've successfully installed the Java JDK in our laptop. But before that, I'm going to start the IntelliJ Community Edition IDE, and then I'm going to move over to my search bar at the bottom and I'll do a search for CMD, which stands for command line command prompt. So I'll click on command prompt and I want to check if Java is installed. So for that, I'll use the command java dash dash version. As you can see, we have an error that says Java is not recognized and blah blah blah. So I'll minimize this stuff and still on IntelliJ, I confirm that I've just continue and don't send, and that is it. So to set this stuff that shows that we have Java installed in our computer, I have to close the command prompt. Then moving over to the bottom, I'll search for environment variable. I have to edit the system environment variables and click on environment variables at the bottom. Then moving over to path, I'll click on it. As you can see, we have IntelliJ IDE Community Edition. That was what I clicked the previous time when I was installing the IDE. And we are going to add a new path to this environment variable. So click over to browse and we want to scroll down to this PC, to our local disk and program files where we have Java. We click on it and our Java JDK drop down already, and we have to click on the bin directory and we'll do OK, and that is it. The next OK and OK. So I'll have to open the command line again. Remember, you have to just say cmd, and I think it's here already. I'll click on it, and then we'll do the Java version command we did previously. And so you see we have the Java 21.01 version installed. So with that, we have successfully installed Java and we can start programming without wasting any further time. Let's jump to IntelliJ. So I want to create a new project. Um, guess it's taking some time. So it's detecting the JDK. And I'll give this project a very simple name that says tutoring. Okay, IO code tutoring. Pardon my naming convention, and leave it as Java IntelliJ should be the build system. Or no, for now let's create an empty project. Um, that would be IO code Java tutoring. We don't have to create any Git repository, and just click on create, and that is it. We want to start from the very basics of everything. So our projects have opened completely. By default, IntelliJ is supposed to provide us with a main class, but since it is not here, we have to create it manually. So just right click on it, and you have to do new. Let's create a directory at first. That should be directory, and I'll call this directory XRC, which stands for source, and we'll click on enter. Now in this directory, I'll also right click and create a class. And I want us to follow convention. Okay. Our first class should be the hello world class. It's a common practice in programming that your first program should be a simple hello world printline statement. So I've created the class, and take note of the .java. Simply means that it's a Java file. As you can see, we have an error that says module JDK is not defined. So the next thing is to set up our SDK, which is the Java JDK 21, and click on this right here at the top. And I think the error is gone now. So instead of creating the folder in our SRC directory, um, we have to create this Java file. Inside of the root directory of our project. So right click on new, and then we'll create a Java class. I'll call this Java class hello world, like we previously did, and that's pretty much it. So we have public class hello world automatically generated by IntelliJ already. So now we have to click on public. We have to type public static void main, and inside of this parenthesis we include something called string, and we have to include a bracket, then args as a short for argument. Then we are going to print out a simple statement that says hello world to the console. So that we do a system dot out dot print ln, and we use the double quotes, and inside of this double quotes we type what we want to print out, which is simple hello world. And at the end of everything we had a semicolon. So we have this icon right here that seems to be run or play. So when I click on it, our program is going to run. So we have hello world printed on our console, and I believe you have that too on your console. And for that, I will say kudos. Welcome to the journey of being a programmer. You have successfully run your first programming code if you are coming to programming for the first time. That's a thumbs up for me. So that brings us to the end of this particular video, which has to do with setting up and running our first program. Now in the next video, I'll be explaining basically most of the terms you see here, and we'll also be running this hello world program in another different way, and I will explain how that way works. So with that, please, if you are here to subscribe to this channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up and also ping that bell icon so that when I upload the next video, you get notified. Peace out, and I will catch you in the next one.